as I said, oil prices are up slightly. Does it tell us much at this point? Andrew.
Yeah, I don't really think this is any surprise. I think historically when you've gotten any sort of geopolitical news, especially out of the Middle East, you've gotten a similar reaction. Oil prices up 2, 3, 4, 5%. Places where you've seen oil prices surging, I would consider a surge more of a 15 to 20% move, but obviously the move higher is really not surprising whatsoever.
Okay, right there, you would consider a surge to be more like 15%. So take us back 10 years ago. If we saw this kind of tension 10 years ago, we would get a spike. What does this say about the massive increase in U.S. oil production that things are so muted today?
Right. I just think the focus is now more on fundamentals. Certainly from the period of 2010 through 2014, there was a geopolitical premium built into that $85 to $100 oil price range. Now you obviously don't really have that much of a geopolitical premium at all. And I think that's mainly because we are so oversupplied, and that as we look forward, there really isn't that much that's going to change over the next 6 to 12 months in 2016. It's more of a 2017 story right now, unless you get some sort of geopolitical surprise that you really cannot model. So you really can't use that as part of your investment thesis if you're an investor.
Kambiz, a question to you. We had the former ambassador on the last hour of this programme who said that things could escalate further. Help me navigate the wire on my Bloomberg terminal. What is an escalation? What does that look like? What is the next step? You cut diplomatic ties. OK, we understand that. It's happened before in the late 80s. What is the next step?
Well, President Rouhani is caught at a bad stage. He wants to attract foreign investors with the end of the nuclear deal, with the end of the sanctions, to bring investors to come in and invest in Iran, to build the infrastructure, to build its oil industry. And the last thing he wants is to escalate. So I think that escalation will not go beyond war or words. And I don't think Iran or Saudi Arabia will want to get anything hotter than this. So I don't expect us to see any fighter planes bombing each other or clash of the battleships. I think we're going to see a few more of these diplomatic exchanges, and then everyone will try to calm things down, because both Iran and Saudi Arabia are in too many proxy wars that are needed. Their participation is needed to resolve. Syria is one, Yemen is another, and John Kerry has been on the phone, I think, with both sides, trying to get them to see reason.
Good luck with that, John.
Exactly. But coming back to Stephanie's point about a geopolitical risk spiking oil, to what extent has the U.S. actually, ironically, reduced that because of the deal with Iran? Because whatever risks there are, if Iran is about to come online with 500,000 barrels, it's going to really suppress the prices.
Exactly, and I think that's why we're not seeing much of an excitement in the oil markets, because Saudi Arabia needs to pump as much oil as possible, and Iran will add another 500 to a million barrels, 500,000 to a million barrels of extra oil. So there'll be plenty of oil available. But the U.S.
Supply's not your oil issue these days.
No, exactly, exactly.
Well, I think the U.S. has staked its foreign policy on this nuclear deal being implemented and being a success.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Thank you, Bloomberg's own Kambiz Farokhar and Bloomberg Intelligence Andrew Cosgrove.